Hello, my name's Alan Foom, and today I'm going to talk about why your recruitment might be falling over. Just can't get the staff these days, can you? Well, actually, you can, but you just need to do it in the right way to make sure that you get the right people. So, recently in the UK and in the US and in Europe to some extent as well, the job market has been pretty tight. That may unfortunately change from the point of view of the job seeker. But a lot of business owners, managers complain about difficulties in hiring, and they all keep saying, you just can't get the staff. Does anyone want to work, etc., etc., etc. Well, yeah, it's a serious problem because obviously you need to get staff to get your business done, to deliver for your customers, to ensure that your business moves forward and survives and thrives. But is the problem within your organization? Is it your employer perception, employer brand? Do you have a bad hiring process? And do you have unrealistic expectations? So let's have a little look at what might be happening. So your company reputation brand. Now you may think you're the best things in sliced bread. You may think you are the bee's knees. But how is your company actually perceived by potential recruits? Is this aligned with your self-perception? You may think you're really good, but if the market doesn't think you're so good, if outsiders don't have to see you how you see yourselves, particularly if you've been through a tough time, you've sorted yourself out, you're now in a good place, but people outside your organization haven't really realized that just yet. So what are your reviews like on Google and Glassdoor? Glassdoor being TripAdvisor for companies. What do people who say about you there? What do your communications to the outside world look like? Do they look like a company that's competent, that's friendly, that's somebody we want to join, or do they sound arrogant? Are you using the right channels? You got your LinkedIn, your YouTube, your Twitter, your traditional media, etc., and are using them in the right way? And how visible are you in industry? Have recruits even heard of you? If you're a relatively obscure company, if you're a relatively small company, people might not even know that you exist or what you have to offer. So how open-minded are you to different or non-traditional candidates? So how diverse, inclusive, and open is your organization? Do you just basically recruit clones, whatever them clones might be? Do you have a diverse and inclusive mindset? Or is everyone just the same? Do you have policies and practices that try to remove barriers in your advertising, in the way you work, etc.? And are your communications welcoming of diversity, or do you just all look identical? Are you focused on passive candidates? So we'll only hire people who have a job already. Or are you more open-minded? So what are your other prejudices? For example, do you insist on a degree from a top university for even a relatively low-level job? What other prejudices you may have, which you may not even be fully aware of, which narrow down the field of who you might be willing to hire. How do you advertise? Do you have a limited advertising strategy? Are you targeting more widely? What's the strategy that gets you through to your target? Do you know what your target people, the people that you might want to hire, do they know what they read or they watch? And do you do a targeted advert that tries to get the right people? Do you just post a generic 12-page job description? Which one of those do you think is going to work better? How do you draft job descriptions? Does a committee create a 12-pager which only Clark Kent or Diana Prince can meet? Well, is Superman or Wonder Woman going to actually come and work for you? Or do you think about skills and attitudes that you really genuinely need? Does your skill list combination actually exist in any one person? So if you're asking for Superman or Wonder Woman and they don't show up, are you really that surprised? Are there any people who can meet these requirements? Is the language that you use in your adverts too exclusionary? Now, there may be reasons why you put stuff there, but you need to think about them. So to quote a contact of mine on LinkedIn, a lady called Alice Heffernan, who's a professional recruiter, is this an advert or a list of demands? So a little something, skills matrix. I have a video on this on my YouTube channel, looking at what you actually need to help you draft your job description. So at the top, you have your qualifications. So it could be technical and academic, professional qualifications, academic degrees, etc. Look at what you really need there. And the personal ones, obviously the citizenship, right to work, any physical requirements, any medical requirements that you need. But you need to, again, think about those very carefully to make sure they don't exclude people. Your technical skills that you may need for a job, industry knowledge, business skills, life skills and attitudes. Again, think very carefully, Draft it up. Are you looking for this person? Purple Squirrel, candidate that fully meets or exceeds job requirements. The CIAs, capable, interested, and available. Probably guessed not too many of those around, so you may need to be a bit broader, a bit more open-minded. Is your salary offer competitive? Now, you can say it's market competitive, or do you pay as little as you can get away with? Now, obviously, staff costs are important to the bottom line. You need to make a profit. You're not going to overpay, but if you're going to recruit people from other organizations, they generally tend to look for a pay rise. So you need to benchmark salaries, talk to outside experts, get a picture of the current market. And also, when do you discuss salary in the process? Now, some people put salaries in their adverts. I can understand that that may be a bit difficult for some situations. But if you talk about what the salary range with the person is at initially first call, that could be a situation where you can see whether something's somebody who's a goer based on that factor or not. Is your application process lousy? How easy is it to actually apply to you for a job? Is the career jobs page of your website dire? Now, you're not going to have a customer-facing website that's dire if you can avoid it, but potential recruits are also your customers. Does a candidate have to fill in endless online forms on an unstable site? Is the application fall to a black hole? Or have you outsourced this because you can't deal with it yourself, because obviously you want to concentrate on the day-to-day of your business, to people who aren't particularly good? Or do you have a working, easy-to-use website and a competent recruitment partner? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Is your interviewing lousy? So how do you approach interviewing potential candidates? Are the people doing your interviews appropriately trained? Now, they would be managers, they'll be doing their day jobs, but it would be a good idea to have a basic training course with them to make sure they do things right. Do you have a simple and structured process? Do you want to make the candidates feel that they've been treated fairly and well? Or do you put them through a 10-step interview obstacle course? Again, do you want to recruit or do you want to play Hunger Games? Do any of the following people do interviewing for you? Aggressive Adam, pompous Pippa, smart Alexandra, important Ingrid, chaotic Charlie, and particularly Neanderthal Ned. We've all got uncles like Neanderthal Ned, but for goodness sake, never ever let them anywhere near a candidate. Now, everybody thinks they're an above average interviewer, same way they think they're an above average driver or lover, but we all know that's not true. So get the right people to do the interviewing. Make sure that the people you interview, your candidates, are properly trained, properly briefed, because they're selling your company to potential customers who may want to work for you. So get them all to be smart Sam. Well briefed, ready, on time, gives you the full attention. Looked at your CV, looked at your LinkedIn profile, ask smart, appropriate questions, politely engages with your replies. Naturally flowing conversation, fair answers to your questions, and they understand that you got a choice. And they're credit to themselves and the organization. You get interviewed by smart Sam. You think, I want to work with him or her. That's how you want to make these people feel. How do you feedback communicate to your candidates? Do you? Do you ghost candidates even after you've had an interview with them? Do you keep people hanging on for months for a decision? Do you inform successful candidates promptly and politely? Sorry, we don't think you're the right person for us. And do you maintain communication with potential candidates to reassure them? Say, we're going through the process. There's a few more meetings we need to do. Just please hang on in there. That'll be nice to hear if you're a new potential candidate for a position. Do you get turned down at an offer stage? Do the candidates ghost you? Is it something you said or done? I don't know. How's the offer process handled? Do you answer questions, reassure the candidate? Or do you have a sense of entitlement? They should be proud to work for us. Well, it doesn't kind of work that way in a tight market. And then onboarding. How do you welcome your new employee into your organization? Well, logistics sorted out on day one. Do they have a desk? Do they have a computer? Meet and greet? Shake a lot of hands. Do you have an onboarding plan? Do you agree on success milestones, in the first 90, 30, 60, 90 days? So the employee should feel welcome and will start contributing. Or you feel the employee should just be grateful to be there. So to sum up, yes, you can find the right people. Need a good employer reputation, good advertising to find the candidates, sensible job descriptions, a reasonable application process that works, good interview technique by your people, competent administration, and caring about your potential future co-workers. Because if they find somebody, you recruit somebody, They're having a good time at your company, they're doing well, they may bring in new people. And you're partnering with professional recruiters to get things done the right way. And remember, your candidate has a choice and you want them to choose you because you want to be seen as a good employer, as a good company that delivers for its customers, for its workers, for its owners. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.